The hotel industry has been one of the hardest hit by the pandemic, and while business travel remains suppressed, there are encouraging signs of resiliency in this segment. More than half of Americans report they are eager to travel for leisure. Where better than our area, which offers scenic beauty, historic attractions, a vibrant restaurant and art scene, and a plethora of options for outdoor activities. Julie Thompson spoke to Gianni Saltalamacchia, Director of Sales and Marketing for Hotel 1620 at Plymouth Harbor, about the state of the hotel industry in general and what's new and next for Hotel 1620.
Gianni, thank you so much for joining us today. I'd like to ask a lot about the hotel industry and 1620 in general, but first let's just get really quickly to you and your background. You're the Director of Sales and Marketing for the Hotel 1620. How long have you been in this industry and there specifically?
I've been in this industry for almost 17 years, and I have been at this hotel since the beginning of 2021, but the hotel company I work for that owns and operates this hotel, Linkcrest Hotel Management Company, is located across the street in Plymouth. The corporate office is there, and I've worked for them for the 17 years I've been in the industry. Started as a bartender when I was in college.
Yep, so you know this industry pretty well, and you've probably seen a lot of different things happen in it. Let's talk about the pandemic and how it has affected hotels in general, especially here in Plymouth, where we had planned for the massive 400th celebration and anniversary, and lots of people that ended up not coming. What did that do to the Hotel 1620 and hotels in general in this area?
Well, it was definitely tough. It was one of the worst things that could happen to many industries in America and in the world. But specifically the hospitality industry, it really hurt us as a whole. And specifically Plymouth, we had big hopes for the celebration, the 400 celebration, and it was very devastating to see that it all had to be canceled. It was good though, because being a destination hotel in the location we're in, people were still last summer able to come out. We did pretty well over the summer when the sun was out. And people were still able to get out and enjoy Plymouth a little bit, but it definitely didn't live up to what we were expecting for the 400 celebration.
Sure. Now, did the 1620 close at all, completely close?
Fortunately, we did not.
Okay.
The winter was tough as always, but we did not close.
Okay, so you stayed open. And what is different? How do you handle guests and conventions, seminars, things like that? How do you handle it differently than you did before?
Well, at first, obviously, it was a lot different, and we were learning on the fly. We'd never dealt with anything like this before. It was more so how we approach it now. At first, it was, we were following CDC guidelines and making sure everybody was separated, masks, all that stuff, and adhering to the limits, capacity limits based on square footage. But as things kind of loosened up, it's more so I put it in, we have our protocols, but I also try to ask the guest or the client, what makes you feel safe? If we're doing a conference or a meeting, and how far do you want me to take it for your guest? Because we're going to follow the CDC guidelines. But if you want me to space everybody out, you want me to have more sanitation stations and things like that, I will. But we have our own protocols where we make sure we sanitize before and after every meeting. We make sure we have, your hand sanitizer throughout the building, the dispensers. We have masks available if people don't have them. We just try to be, and that's what we do. We accommodate our guests. And we're in the hospitality industry.
Right.
We try to be hospitable to our guests. So whatever really makes our guests feel comfortable, we try to do.
And I assume that the industry in general is doing the same thing, that the hotels in our area are probably following approximately those same protocols. Now, what about business, travel, and conventions? Now, I think it was kind of on a decline anyway, whereas corporations weren't paying for people to fly all over the country to gather in one place. How have you seen that whole aspect of the hotel industry change, the conventions aspect?
At first, and as we're on Zoom, at first everybody thought that Zoom was the next big, hey, we're being very efficient here with Zoom and doing things virtually, and everything's great, and we can save some money. Yeah. But after a little while, I don't know if you can agree with this, it's not the same. It's nothing beats the real thing. Nothing beats being in person. We're humans. We want to interact. We want to network. We want to be around people. I know I do in sales. It's why I'm in this industry. And I've seen some corporate a little bit not as a little bit more hesitant to kind of get out into the conventions and meetings and things like that. But we've had some meetings. We've had the Mass Superintendents Association. We've had Mass Hazmat. We have Mass Police coming in this weekend. We had the Mass Town Clerks over the summer. So we're seeing people still, they yearn almost for the interaction and getting back with their colleagues and sharing the experience of going through these. And you learn so much from other people, not just the conferences that you attend.
Sure.
Being around people and networking, and that's where we strive. So I think it's going to take a hit. It's going to be a slow climb back. It's going to be a tractor pull, but we're going to get back. And obviously over the last few months, we've had some resurgence and things that have made people a little bit hesitant to kind of sign on the dotted line and get back to normal business as we hope we can. We've been knocking on that door, it seems like, for a while, but it seems like people are a little bit hesitant and companies are a little bit hesitant. But I think as we continue down this path, I think people feel more and more comfortable. And as we see these companies and associations that have stayed with us and had their events over the summer or this fall, have seen that they're able to do things safely. We've done things very safely for these few events that have stayed with us. We've had a ton of weddings. We have a ton of weddings for next year, because it's funny what happened when you can't have a wedding for a year and a half. A lot of people are waiting to get married.
Right. Everybody wants their weddings now. Right.
Sure. So we've seen a lot. There's a lot on the books for next year. And as you see me, I'm all over Instagram and Facebook doing my selfies and things like that. And we've had a ton of great weddings, and brides have just been so relieved to, so much tension when it comes to your own wedding, never mind having the pandemic part of it. But we've done things very safely. Everybody's been happy and healthy and had a good time and back on the dance floor and all that.
Yeah,
so
and I agree. I mean, there's nothing like the face-to-face. Everybody misses that, I think. And a lot more people are working from home. There's things that have changed that will never go back to exactly the way they were before. But to your point, you pay attention to what's going on and you adapt. And I think your whole industry is doing a really great job at doing that. And lastly, Plymouth is a wonderful destination for people to come to because of the tourism, because of the music and the arts, the ocean. I mean, we have an awful lot to offer. How does 1620 or any hotel in the Plymouth area compare with the other places you've worked? Like you told me you worked in Andover and a few other very different locations than Plymouth.
Yeah, so like I say, it's one of the first hotels I've worked at where people want to be here, and there's so much to offer. And I even tell people, I live in Rainham, Massachusetts, and only 25 miles from here. And I even before I worked here didn't really realize how awesome it was down here and everything that it has to offer. So it's very different in the sense of people. It's just such a great area, and since I've been here, the community, they've just embraced me. The Chamber of Commerce, you guys, see Plymouth, everybody who's in the market has just been so warming and welcoming, and it's just such a great community for us to work in and just be a part of, and just everybody helps everybody, and everybody just piggybacks off other people's things, and it's such a great thing to see.
Agreed.
And it's a place where people want to come, and I love the area and the community.
Well, we mirror you on that one. Yeah, go Team Plymouth. I agree. Well, Gianni, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts about the hotel industry in general and 1620. We appreciate it, and best of luck going forward.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you, Julie and Gianni. To learn more about Hotel 1620, visit the website at hotel1620.com.
If you've enjoyed this video by The Local Scene, please give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching.